Boy, do I have a shocking video for y'all today. Some news dropped, and it's quite astonishing if true, right? What's being reported by Matt Laslo from Ask-A-Pol, okay? He's a reporter that focuses on the UAP movement, and he's in Washington every day, right there in the halls of Congress, getting interviews up front with, congressional leaders. And he stopped to ask Paulina Luna on a comment because a source had told him that Paulina Luna and Matt Gaetz had been shown a video of alien bodies, okay, from a recovered crash. So let's dive into these details and see what's confirmed, what's not confirmed. Let's go, y'all. If you're new to the channel and you like content like this, please hit that subscribe button. Put out a new video every day, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do not miss a day. And, of course, hit that like button, y'all. That really helps out the videos. So thank y'all so much for the support there, vetters. And, of course, comment down below. What do you think of this? Do you believe this? Do you not believe this? What do you think? I'm curious how this is going to go. So what we're going to do first is take a look at the actual story. But then, more importantly, we're going to take a look at some tweets from Matt Laslo and New York Post reporter Stephen Greenstreet. That's right. He's back in the mix. So let's go, y'all. All right, so this is the initial story, right? Reps Luna and Gaetz shown video of bodies, source tells Ask-A-Pol. Now, if we go down here, check this out. All right, so background. This is where it comes from. So this is an anonymous source from Matt Laslo telling him, right? So Luna and Gaetz were briefed by some people that had a video of bodies. Ask-A-Pol's told by a trusted source granted anonymity to discuss classified material. Current military, we inquire? Yes. So meaning, I think that means that, a military person showed the video, right? Current military, right? And it says who? Paulina Luna. All right, so he goes and asks her. Bertie told me that you had a briefing with Mr. Gaetz and you saw bodies. I cannot discuss these things. You know that. I'm sure we'll have field hearings. No comment. No comment. So let's take a listen to the recording here.
A birdie, how are you, ma'am? A birdie told me that you had a briefing with Mr. Gaetz and you saw bodies?
I cannot discuss these things, you know that.
Was that classified or?
I'm sure we'll have field hearings. No comment.
No comment?
No
It's
comment.
intriguing. Have a good one, ma'am.
Okay, so we're left with that. No comment. She doesn't throw it off. I can't discuss that. Which is interesting because why wouldn't she just say, that didn't happen? What are you talking about? That's crazy, right? She doesn't say any of that. So clearly they definitely had a meeting, Luna and Gaetz. Now, what they were shown, who knows, right? But that's what the source is saying. But that leads me to believe that this might be true. Now, I'm not saying that the bodies they saw in the video is aliens. I'm not saying that the video is real, right? It could be hoaxed. I'm not saying any of that. But what I am thinking to confirm, they definitely had some sort of meeting because Luna would have why wouldn't she just say, no, that's not true, right? Because you would squash that if it wasn't true right away. You wouldn't say no comment. So, right, because she is confirming that meeting to me by saying that. Because the meeting doesn't, now, maybe they didn't get shown bodies, but it definitely confirms the meeting because you're going to say no comment if any part of that is true, right? So they were definitely had something and were probably shown something, which is interesting. But let's dive into the Twitter, okay? So Ask-A-Pol here. Again, links in the description. Go check it out for yourself. The question is, didn't you read the article, right, to Stephen Greenstreet? The article, he says, you're seriously calling it that? First of all, come on, man. Look at this guy coming after Matt Laslo. who does on-the-ground reporting, y'all. He's in the halls of Congress talking to these people all the time, right? Every day of the week almost. All right, this guy's there in the trenches actually doing, real reporting. No offense to Stephen Greenstreet, but Stephen Greenstreet does everything through email, phone call, right? Google searches, like us, like the research we do. He's supposed to be doing maybe a little bit more, calls himself an investigative reporter. So I just thought that was a shot across the bow to another reporter for no reason, right? He's calling, that's not an article, you're calling it that, was void of proper context and lacking basic information, as if Stephen Greenstreet is some sort of pillar of standard, right, for reporting. Like, who is he to come out and say something like this, like publicly to Matt Laslo? Like, that just comes across so, does it surprise anybody? It doesn't surprise me, man. And everyone knows I was a fan of Stephen Greenstreet. I made a video about him at the beginning of January. He even commented how honest and truthful it was. And I've just seen this guy I don't know, man. Anyway, I don't hate the guy. I just don't like him. I think this is totally uncalled for, right? Who does he think he is? He's an editor now. Like, he knows what every article that should have proper context and lacking basic information. Is he going to every reporter and saying this stuff? Right? No. Bodies was just an empty hype crumb for thirsty UFO fans, and you know it. So he has no way to confirm this. He's saying, and you know it. He has no way to know that anyone knows anything, right? Like, how does he know? He wasn't there. He didn't have the conversation with Matt's source. He didn't have the conversation with Luna. He didn't have the conversation with their comms teams. Nothing. You're about to see what I'm talking about, right? So this just starts off just in bad faith from Stephen Greenstreet, but that shouldn't surprise anybody. Bodies is 100% in context of and in reference to remains from a recovered craft, okay? No, 100%, no question what our source meant. 100% claim Matt Laslo brought Mike to Paulina Luna in Ask-A-Pol's interview. That's not disputed by Luna, Gaetz, or their comms teams. Let's see, I have Stephen Greenstreet muted. Y'all, so I don't see his stuff. I have to someone send it to me, or I see it like this. He says balderdash because, Stephen thinks he's so clever on Twitter. I swear that guy spends so much time on Twitter. It blows my mind. Not just lurking every once in a while, because I go in and lurk and read a few things and then I'm out. I spend so little time on Twitter. It's ridiculous. This guy spends his whole life on Twitter. I don't know how he does anything else. I don't know how he lives a life, to be honest with you. He says, balderdash, where does the link you provided say remains from a recovered craft? Am I simply not seeing it? No question what our source meant. Then why didn't you say that in the piece? Why be coy? Again, you know what you're doing. You want some alien hype. This is exactly what Stephen does. Stephen wants alien hype. The dude is still telling the same story from 2 years ago. Right? That's literally what Stephen Greenstreet does. Like, projection in this dude is like beyond. Right? Everyone wants alien hype. What are you talking about? I'm blown away by this. But Ask-A-Pol handled this beautifully. Just look at all their answers. So beautiful. They just handled it beautifully. We hear you. Seems your question is for Paulina Luna and Matt Gaetz. Of course, Stephen. You claim something is in your article. He puts, quote, article, because he doesn't think it's an article. But his are articles. His are reports. His YouTube videos are reports. Get the F out of here, y'all. It's like so stupid. You're claimed, Stephen. You don't even know how to type right. This is, boom, wrong. You have claimed something is in your article that isn't. It just isn't there. What does that matter? Stephen also makes claims in his tweets and everything aside from the articles he makes. Articles, reports he does. So what's he talking about? Dude, I recommend everyone do what they want, but the guy is it's like how I didn't see it before. He's just so disingenuous, Right? I'm not saying things that he reports on aren't true or not, but just as a person, he is so disingenuous as a reporter and a investigative journalist. It's kind of a joke, to be honest with you. I mean, I just give him no water. That's why I have him muted. I don't really care what he reports on, anything. It's dubious. He doesn't report all of the stuff. He leaves stuff out. He attacks personally. He just does everything wrong, in my opinion. And he's like, find the errors in my reporting. And then I did a video finding errors in his reporting. It's like, it's a joke. He's a joke. But again, they handle it perfectly. Trying to punt that to congressional leaders ain't going to change that. Punt that. That's literally what Stephen Greenstreet does as well. He asks for comment from congressional leaders, comments from the DOD, right? Sean Kirkpatrick, he's having correspondence with him. I mean, get out of here, dude. He's such a joke. You're holding this Congress, here Matt Laslo jumps in, you're holding this Congress to an oddly antiquated and quaint AF as fuck standard. Like, I found Matt Gaetz's motion to vacate McCarthy in a men's room of the Capitol 2 or so weeks before. Come with me to the Capitol these days, and you'll find lawmakers very open and unabashed. You see, that's the problem with Stephen Greenstreet. He's far away, right? So he's like me, doing videos. I mean, he's no better than any one of us, honestly, sitting at home and doing stuff. Remember, he only spends 5 to 10% of his week. So how he has the time for this? It's all personal time. All of his personal time is spent on this, apparently. And then Matt Laslo shows proof of that, right? And of course, Stephen's got a response. I haven't said anything about the standards of Congress. The only topic my critique here is your reporting. No one cares. The information in your article, or rather the lack thereof. See, when reporters start coming after each other, it's just kind of a no-no. I worked as a chef for a long time. I worked in the restaurant industry, even before that as like a manager, front of the house. These are just things you don't do. You keep it private. You don't come out like that because, again, reporters could go, what do you think other legitimate reporters think of Stephen Greenstreet? He's a joke. So, like, what's he talking about? He says, you didn't define bodies to your readers or add context. You should have. Thanks, Stephen. Now we know. Matt Laslo knows what to do. He knows what to do. Thanks for telling him. Dude, Matt Laslo does so much actual reporting. Like, it's a joke. Matt, we got your back, dude. Again, you don't have to believe what is being told, but Matt is actually out there doing actual reporting. It's a post. It's a raw interview. It speaks for itself. Nothing more, nothing less. More so, Luna speaks for herself. Seriously, ask her office. See, that's the problem. Stephen doesn't do that. Please link to us in their response. Eager to see you add your original journalism to our original journalism. A raw interview done by you and a news post written by you. So I'm asking you, why didn't you define bodies in your interview or your write-up? Why play coy? You're the one doing that, not the Congress lady from Florida. Didn't have time to ask, have a million follow-ups. You're also entrenched on your sides. You read stuff into, non-stuff. Most interviews leave me with more questions. This interview leaves me with a million questions. Top of the list, yours. Twins. Will do better. Look, Stephen just keeps coming, dude. It's like this guy, he's been posting on, vetted Twitter tweets as well, and I just ignore him. I mean, I just completely ignore the guy. He's just constantly trying to entice. He's so thirsty. Dude, Stephen Greenstreet is just so thirsty out there. Did you ask your source to clarify, or did you just kind of assume they meant non-human bodies recovered from crash UFOs? What an insult, man. Stephen Greenstreet is making to Matt Laslo. Like, what an insult. Like, nobody should feel bad about saying anything to Stephen Greenstreet. I'm sorry. I used to feel that way. Like, God, why are people attacking him so much? I get it. I absolutely get it. The guy opens himself up for it. Like, no one should feel any guilt for it. To be honest, I hate to say that, but the guy this is what he does. He's a troll online. He's a troll. He trolls so much on Twitter, man. You don't even know. All the stuff. I get sent stuff about Stephen Greenstreet all the time, man. People want to make hit pieces about him. I get sent so much stuff about that guy. He's a joke. And I love Matt Laslo. I mean, this is just so stupid. Matt Laslo's great. Wow, you still can't fathom the 118th Congress. Your mind is effing blown by this, which is effing hilarious. I agree. These three lawmakers made history shutting themselves Congress down for 3 weeks. Where have you been? CC Speaker McCarthy, you seriously sound insane. Agreed. He's got one more. Oh, okay, I'll just assume it's the latter. He's such an, I wouldn't worry about that guy, man. Stephen Greenstreet's a joke. So look, again, I'm not saying that the video of the bodies is real. Can't even really confirm that they saw a video. What I can infer, in my opinion, from her response is that they definitely had a meeting, right? And look, Stephen Greenstreet has anonymous sources he's allowed to use, right? But it's okay for him, but not for Matt. And I get it. I personally, I'm the first one to say here, I don't like anonymous sources. I've always said that. I don't like them because we are stuck in this sort of middle ground of like, what is it? But instead of putting all the hate on Matt Laslo and Ask-A-Pol for doing the reporting like Stephen Greenstreet is doing, why not just focus on the facts here, right? Matt's source told him, right? I'm sure he asked follow-up questions. Of course. That's what he's saying he did. Of course he did. These are bodies from recovered craft. Now, whether or not that source is telling the truth, who knows? That's not Matt Laslo's job, I guess, in a sense, right? He puts it out. He puts out that information. So then he goes and asks Luna in Congress, right? On the floor, right? He's there in Washington. And she says no comment. I can't talk about that. You know that. Meaning, yeah, that happened. Otherwise, again, you would just say that's bullshit. Because they'll do that. They'll say that's bullshit. If you go up and say something that's completely false to them, they'll say that's not true. What are you talking about? But again, it just makes me think that minimum, they had that meeting. Right? They had a meeting, Gaetz and Luna. They were shown something. That to me is 99.9% true, in my opinion. I think that happened. Now, did that video have aliens? Was the video real? How many bodies? What kind of bodies? What kind of video? How old is the video? Was it shot on film? Is it digital? Was it a copy? Was it a screen recording? Right? What kind of quality? How long is the video? What exactly does it show? Yada, yada. Are there other people in the video, like human beings working on it? Are they alive? Are they dead? Is it cut together? Is it a one shot? Is it multiple angles? Right? Yeah, there's lots of questions. Does it have sound? Is it produced? Does it have music, for instance? Does it have titles over it? Is there any sort of, right, context to it, right? Who knows? We don't know that. But we can ask those questions. But to blame Matt Laslo and just whatever, it's just, Stephen is just so thirsty, dude. He doesn't like anyone putting out any reports that he feels isn't right. And he's going to start judging people on their articles and their reporting. Honestly, I have no respect for the guy, for Stephen Greenstreet. I don't. Not saying anything he wouldn't report isn't true or not. Right? But I would take everything he says with a grain of salt, unless he just shows it, because he infers so much stuff. He likes to throw little quips out himself and little details and leave stuff out of his reporting conveniently as well. He does the same thing, right, that he's trying to accuse Matt Laslo of. So it's either bad or it isn't. And it's bad for him too. Anyway, I have zero problem with Ask-A-Pol. I think they're awesome. I support Matt Laslo. What he does, he's actually out there doing reporting. So, I don't know. But yes, what does this video mean? I don't know. Are we going to get to see this video? I mean, stuff's heating up, y'all. I got to admit, this sort of caught me off guard. This video. The story, right? Like, holy cow, okay, what's going on? Especially her response. So definitely a meeting happened. Probably shown something. What is it, real or not? Whatever. It's interesting, right? What do they think of that video, dude? And it sounds like it was classified, right? Not some just presentation. This sounds like this was classified, so clearly they can't talk about it. I don't know, y'all. It's getting spicy. I'm just saying, it's getting spicy, y'all. So can't wait to read the comments. Let me know what y'all think. And let's see. I mean, really, we just need more information. It's too hard to tell either way. I think anyone being like, oh, that's all BS. You don't know what you're talking about. How do you know it's BS? Prove it. You can't. Anyone saying, yep, that they were shown bodies 100%, they're alien, that's also not true. We also don't know that either. But we do have some facts in front of us that are very interesting. So that's where I'm at. And I'm excited to see what comes of it. And maybe we'll get to see this video one day. Right? So anyway, all right, y'all. We'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. I've got a lot of catching up to do. There's quite more stories that broke today. And it does involve Stephen Greenstreet, unfortunately. But it is a big story. So we're going to have to cover it. And we're going to have to get back to Project Stargate here in a few days once I cover some of this stuff that's just out there about Danny Sheehan. It's going to get spicy, y'all. It's going to get spicy. So anyway, thank y'all so much. We'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Remember, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Every day's a gift, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.